What's going on, Jet fans? Jets just wrapped up practice before a day off tomorrow in the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. Here to give you the bullet points. If you appreciate them, a thumbs up is an easy way to show it. And if you want them all summer long, you can subscribe to the channel. So, Dalvin Cook, nothing new on that front. Doesn't seem like the Jets or Dolphins are really willing to get into a bidding war, so Cook will just kind of have to pick where he wants to play. Injury news. Dwayne Brown and Breece Hall remain on the PUP, but Saleh has expressed some optimism that both of them should be returning to practice by the middle of the month. Garrett Wilson did not practice today, but Saleh said in his presser that he fully expects Garrett back on their next practice on Saturday. Corey Davis was back today fully after working in positional drills yesterday. He's coming back from an illness. Ditto that JFM, who was fully back from the groin injury. Jason Brownlee, undrafted free agent wide receiver, did leave with an apparent shoulder or arm injury, but returned. Saleh said he had some tingling, but he should be fine. Kind of sounds like a funny bone thing. Hopefully, fingers crossed there. He's good to go because he's had a really good camp. The offensive line, same as yesterday. Mitchell and Turner at tackles, AVT, Lakin at guard, and then Schweitzer getting another run at center. So it does seem like Schweitzer and McGovern is the competition at center. And look, with Joe Tippmann, I will be bummed out if he's not at least the center too, if he can't beat out Schweitzer as the first center off the board. But when Connor Hughes put out that tweet yesterday, all these Jet fans saying we wasted a pick on July 31st, is just kind of crazy. So yeah, I'll be bummed out. I hope that maybe he could at least challenge to start a little bit, but we got to chill out a little bit with the whole he's a bust already. Mekhi Becton, the last 2 days have definitely been better. The first few practices, it felt like he was just getting beaten repeatedly, but he's kind of gone back and forth the last 2 days where he pancaked McDonald yesterday, had a pancake on Lawson today, and then Lawson beat him across his face. So definitely improvements from Mekhi there. Saleh said yesterday, it was kind of interesting, I thought. He said Mekhi needs to focus on getting his knee healthy and not focus on winning a starting job, when before he was like go on left tackle. I don't know. Whatever. We'll just have to wait and see. The Jets defensive backs continue to give Rodgers trouble all camp long. So today it seemed like, well, the defense definitely won the day. The offense is doing their push-ups, right? But it seemed like a cleaner day for the offense. Not as many drops, not as many penalties. They just can't really block the dudes up front. And without Garrett Wilson out there, Sauce and DJ Reed and Michael Carter are just better than Corey Davis, Allen Lazard, and Mecole Hardman, right? Bam Knight, running back, one of the hardest positions to judge without full tackling, but per Robbie Sabo, he does seem to have been the best running back overall throughout camp, which will be kind of interesting. One, if Dalvin Cook does come in, because he's looked the best, but he also has the lowest draft pedigree. So we'll see. Big day for the tight end. CJ Uzomah and Jeremy Rucker both had touchdowns. Rucker had a nice contested catch to end practice with Rodgers on the move, with Will McDonald chasing him down. And then Jason Brownlee had an Odell Beckham like one-hander per Zach Rosenblatt. That was actually the play he got injured on. So that's like 3 just absolutely wow catches. He's had pretty solid day for a lot of the undrafted free agent wide receivers. I saw Jerome Capps named twice with a couple of big catches. Had a nice yak play on a catch from Zach Wilson. And then TJ Luther, undrafted free agent, who the Jets gave a massive guarantee to. So you have to think he's at least a priority practice squad guy, special team guy, but he made a nice couple catches with the third team out there from quarterback Tim Boyle, and Zach and Tim Boyle both did have a pretty good day for whatever that's worth to you. Defensively, yeah, well, Sauce is always having a great camp. I almost don't even mention it because it's assumed at this point, but he's out there killing it just like last year. No sophomore slump in sight from Ahmad Gardner. McDonald, I think he's had at least 1 sack, which they're subjective, right? It's like would-be sacks because you can't hit the quarterback. But I think he's had at least 1 every single practice. He's a good player. Zaire Barnes got some run with the first team at linebacker in for CJ Mosley. I think we might see Zaire Barnes start the Hall of Fame game, 6th-round pick linebacker. Speaking of the Hall of Fame game, Saleh did say Zach Wilson will start. We knew he'd play. Now we'll know he'll start. He didn't say how long. If you want a preview of the Hall of Fame game and some names to look out for, you can check that out down below, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.